Interstellar is one of the most technically proficient sci-fi movies of the decade. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar is one of the most breathtakingly cinematic and thoughtful science fiction movie. When he was promoting the movie, Nolan touted it as his most technically proficient movie to date, the one where it was most important to get the technical specifications right upon viewing. Many surprising innovations were made in the worlds of visual effects and theoretical physics while the film was in production. So, here are some thought-provoking behind-the-scenes facts about Interstellar. 1. The space suits that actors wore in Interstellar actually work. MaryZophres, the costume designer, had a small window to create the perfect space suits for the movie. Just like actual space suits, she created suits possess functioning oxygen units. Hence, the actors could breathe comfortably during the long shooting hours. All that gear brings the interstellar space suits to about 13.5 kilograms to 16 kilograms. 2. The movie stays true to science. Dr. Kip Thorne, the theoretical physicist and Nobel laureate whose ideas formed the basis for Interstellar, laid out two rules for the movie's science. Nothing in the film could contradict the proven laws of physics, and any outrageous speculation would come from the mind of a scientist and not the mind of a screenwriter. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing as Dr. Kip Thorne and Christopher Nolan had disputes. While Nolan wanted to exceed the speed of light, Dr. Thorne stood his ground about staying true to science. Nolan finally came around and agreed to Dr. Thorne's solution. 3. They developed new CGI software just for the movie. Keeping in line with Christopher Nolan's desire to maintain scientific accuracy, Dr. Kip Thorne provided the theoretical equations for the wormhole and black hole simulation. Paul J. Franklin and his team at Double Negative developed new CGI software that could realistically represent scientific phenomena in the film. 4. Steven Spielberg was originally supposed to direct Interstellar. Steven Spielberg has made countless notable movies, but Interstellar is on the list of movies he never got to make. After DreamWorks and Paramount split, Steven Spielberg couldn't work on the film anymore. 5. World-renowned composer Hans Zimmer composed the score. Christopher Nolan wanted a brand new score for Interstellar. He contacted Hans Zimmer. However, Nolan didn't give Zimmer a script or any plot details, but rather a single page of text describing the feel of the movie. So Zimmer reinvented the score for Interstellar. In the end, the score successfully embodied the heart of the movie. 6. They traveled to various locations around the world to film Interstellar. The Interstellar cast and crew may not have traveled to outer space to shoot the movie, but they didn't shoot in front of a green screen either. Christopher Nolan didn't want his movie to depend entirely on CGI. So, he took his crew around the world to capture the perfect scenes. 7. The crew created TARS for real. Technically, Artificial Robotic System, aka TARS, was actually created for real. Interestingly, Lollipop Sticks inspired the robot's design. It was a puppet controlled by BillIrwin, who voiced the character and controlled its movements. However, he left the more complicated moves for stuntman MarkFichera. 8. AnneHathaway almost got hypothermia while shooting for Ice Planet scene. While shooting her scene on the Ice Planet, AnneHathaway's astronaut suit being open when she was sloshing around in the ice-cold water. She didn't get time off after informing director Christopher Nolan. So he pushed to wrap up the scene quickly instead.